When officials need to communicate something during a football game, they can throw a flag or blow a whistle. When Jason Hickey of the Texas Association of Sports Officials wanted to get a key organizational message across, he had to think outside the lines.
I'd been thinking about recruiting, trying to figure out what can we do to boost our numbers up.
Jason called me. I'm the chair of the recruiting committee for TASO, for the state of Texas. He called me and said, I have an idea. We need to recruit more women.
I just told my wife, I was like, I bet if I put an all-female crew together, that's going to generate some attention.
That said, Hickey could not have imagined how much attention his idea would create, local and national television appearances and more. But in order for the idea to live up to the hype, he needed to be able to put together a quality crew. Luckily, he had experienced officials available. However, he first had to fill a key position.
He asked if I would be interested in being the referee for all-female crew.
I did a fist pump and my wife was like, what's going on? I'm like, I've got me a referee, it's gonna work.
In January, Cooksey had served as headline judge for a state title game, the first woman to do so. She had also refereed sub-varsity games, so she knew that position as well. Once he had a white hat, Hickey added Jennifer Calhoun from Waco, Rachel Stempian and Valerie McIntosh from Austin, and Amy Smith of Fort Worth. Besides being experienced football officials, they well understood the message Hickey wanted to communicate through their selection.
I'm actually on the diversity committee for the Fort Worth football chapter. They absolutely are very welcoming in any gender, male, female, age, side, married, single. They absolutely do not care. If you want to put the work into it to be an official in a game, they're like, come on, we'll show you what we have to show you, give you a uniform, get out there and do what you want to do. It's welcomed more than people actually think that it is.
We're hoping we can just show people it doesn't take a single type of person to be a football official. You can be a football official and look very different from the others because at the end of the day on the field, you're all one team. You come, you do your job in your position, you learn the rules, you do your reps, and you can be an official with several other different type of people.
You also think about just the impact that it has on somebody else who isn't where we are yet. Someone who's thinking about going to a meeting or thinking about attending a clinic and thinking, well, I don't know where this is going to lead me because I'm sitting in a room with a bunch of white guys that are older and they have so much more knowledge than me. And realistically, it's so much more than that because they don't see themselves in that room. They see themselves through us, hopefully, and represented that way. So I think that's the bigger impact that this game kind of has on those individuals.
The game Hickey had selected lent itself to assembling a statewide crew.
It is an all-star six-man game, which that in itself is amazing.
This is Division I all-star game. This is our East and West. This is our bigger schools in six-man.
Bringing in all these kids to this big stadium that might never step on a football field in the same capacity again, I think really brings that excitement for them.
Officiating a game like the Texas Six-Man Coaches Association All-Star Game is also exciting for the officials, for what probably should be obvious reasons.
I absolutely love football. I've been watching football since I was 8.
There's so many things that can happen and every single game is different, and I think I like that piece of it.
We have several amazing athletes coming from all over Texas to play in this game.
In the game itself, the state's first ever all-female officiating crew did what officials do. They called penalties, they signaled touchdowns, they worked as a team to get calls correct. In other words, they did their jobs, just like any other group that calls football games.
We as females see each other as just officials, and then the other individuals see us as, well, they're female officials, and it's like at the end of the day we're all just officials.
The women that I'm with has been a true honor and a true blessing to be asked to do this with them. But for me, I'm just a football official. I'm just been asked to do something I love to do, and it just happened to be on an all-female crew.
Times are changing, and who knows, this might become a norm one day. We get numbers of quality female officials.
In talking to some of these women that are officiating tonight, the main thing that they said was, I would have done this earlier had I known I was accepted. So we want to be clear that we accept anybody that is wanting to learn the game of football, learning how to officiate it, and willing to come out here, receive the training, and that's just going to be excited about giving back to the game.
We got all these women out there that don't officiate that can, and we want to show the state, show the country, whatever, that they can do it.
The football teams that the crew helped compete safely in Wichita Falls that night consisted solely of male players. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Perhaps the example these women set can inspire more members of their gender to take the field in whatever capacity appeals to them.
I think it's a great opportunity for ladies to get out here and play football. Football's not just for guys, it's for everybody. We want everybody we can to be involved in football. As a football coach, I love the game of football. I love Texas, and I want everyone that wants to be involved in that to be involved in that.